Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to the Final Countdown, brought to you by Mossberg Injury Lawyers. From accidents to injuries, workman's comp, and even wrongful death, Mossberg Injury Lawyers are the #1 legal team in Nevada. Give them a call, 702-222-4555. We are live from Gorilla Cross Studios in, as we always say, beautiful downtown Las Vegas. Days are getting a little chillier, but of course this show is keeping it hot. Joining me as always, I got my man Jeremy Long. What up, dude?
What?
You like it? You like it? You like it?
Keeping it hot.
Keeping it hot here.
Coming in hot.
Oh, come on now.
Oh, yeah.
You know how we do. You know how we do.
Yeah, it's staying cold out there. But, you know, we got a great show, man.
Got a great lineup.
Great show.
Yeah, got a great lineup. Guys, if you want to get involved with it, we always, express yourself, as we say. 702-608-3259.
Did you watch the Soul Train Awards before you came in here?
We don't want to go with what we talked about. Checks got to come in. Checks got to come in. So I'm going to get like that. So, man, yeah, we have NFL football player, former Oakland Raider, Bob Golic. Bob's doing a lot of things out there, from radio shows to coming to Vegas to help propel not only the Oakland Raiders, but the Black Holes. So we're going to have a great conversation with him. Mm-hmm. We also have Johnny Spilotro, up and coming bull ring NASCAR driver, and have some exciting news from him. So it's a good show, bro.
Yeah. And then, of course, Marcus Burke.
Can't forget Marcus
later
Burke.
On.
Yeah,
legalese.
He's part of the show.
Some weird stuff going on in Vegas.
Oh my God, yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah, we may not. The NBA could still be in my realm, from what I'm hearing with Marcus. So, we will see. All right, to keep this thing pushing, man, let's do what we do about this time, a little barbershop chop. Barbershop chop. Now, in this first one, dude, I really, because I haven't even talked to you about this yet, which is surprising because, I see you damn near every day. But I have not talked to you about this, and the Cowboys have gone ahead and hired Mike McCarthy. Their second interview. God bless it. They're quick to pull the trigger. But they got former Green Bay Packer Mike McCarthy, who, kind of bowed out kind of ungracefully with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call getting fired. Yeah, right. Okay. He bowed out gracefully. Yeah.
So how do you feel about that, man?
We kind of talked about it last week, and the general consensus is maybe Jerry Jones held on too long to Jason Garrett and, gave him maybe too many chances, almost a decade as the head coach with nothing to show for it, really. And Mike McCarthy is a solid pick. Is it the best pick? I'd probably like a Ron Rivera better, but he got snatched up really quick as well. But at least it wasn't Marvin Lewis, which we'll get into this in a little bit. But Mike McCarthy's solid. He won a Super Bowl in his 4th year at Green Bay, and then kind of had some mild successes here and there, and they went to a couple championship games and things like that. But I like it. I think it's kind of a win now move. Like, right. Jerry's finally taking this serious. Like, I'm not immortal, and all the cocaine and everything else he's done over the years is probably going to catch up to him. Libel is probably going to catch up to him at some point. So, this is as smart a move as you can make, because who has the time to go get a Lincoln Riley or another collegiate coach, give them multiple years to learn the NFL, and then see if they can do and put your team over the top. You're wasting the prime of Zeke. You're wasting the prime of Dak if they keep him. Amari, there's so many guys on there. That young defense, you would waste the primes of trying to teach a college coach the NFL game.
Well, we look at this. Do you see it as a scenario where the players themselves could come into this new coaching hire and have some respect for the coach as well?
Yeah. Mike is, he's been to the promised land. What cures anything and what cures cultures, losing cultures, especially one as hard-nosed as Dallas and their fans and everything else, all the pressure that comes with it, is that he won a Super Bowl and not just with any team or with any quarterback, Green Bay's a pressure cooker too. They expect results. They've been spoiled. Back-to-back Hall of Fame quarterbacks,
right?
And each of them has a ring. I mean,
I'm
come
a Lions
on,
fan,
man.
so believe me, I understand.
Yeah, I mean, you understand being spoiled to a certain pedigree and a certain level of success. You don't have to win a Super Bowl every year like the damn Patriots, but you have to be at least in the conversation. And the results wise, you need to make the playoffs consistently, which Mike McCarthy did. I think 8 or 9 straight seasons of playoff appearances. That at least gives your team a shot. But if you're Dallas and you're 8-8 every single year, you're getting no shot to get anything. So, this team needs an identity. I think Mike McCarthy will do that, will give that team an identity and give them a chance to win.
It's going to be interesting. Now, I always love the end of every season because it goes into great speculation with all the changes from personnel, coaching staff to player. And so
next year, this season right here is Dallas's year. I'm telling you right now, you can go ahead and mark it down.
Wow. I've never heard that statement before. They ought to make some memes out of that one.
Mark it down. This is our season coming up. It doesn't even matter who wins the Super Bowl this year because that's pretend. Next year is Dallas' real championship.
All right, Quan had a laugh there. All right, so keeping on the whole realm of coaches, Mike Leach Mike Leach leaving the college. That's never happened before.
That's weird. Yeah.
Mike Leach leaves Washington State for Mississippi State.
Yeah,
and he's SEC bound.
Yeah,
he's wow.
He's
going to the big
show.
Quick. Going to the big show.
Yeah, well, now it actually counts. You have to go there and you have to succeed on some kind of level. They're not going to let you pass with Mike Leach has had this up and down career. He's a really funny guy to interview. I think he seems like a good, nice dude. A guy you probably want to have a beer with or something like that. But now it puts him in a position. Now he can kind of get these recruits that look at the SEC as this holy grail kind of place. So give him a couple years. We'll see. I mean, it'll help him in the meantime if he can go in there, reform this team, and beat a few of the lower level SEC schools and make it look good. He'll have a good track, man. So we'll see what happens. That's a smart move by Mississippi State.
Offensive-minded coach going to what could be considered a defensive conference. So that should be also a little interesting to see.
If nothing else, his teams are going to get in some shootouts, and that's always fun.
No, that should be great. That should be great. College football, LSU, as we all know, is playing Clemson in the national championship game. I'm looking forward to this one. It's the big boys. It's the big haymakers. It's Fury. It's Tyson Fury. It's it. I look forward to it. The crazy part, Ed Orgeron has not been considered a great coach or even a good coach until this year. Everyone's saying, we're considering him being the second. Yeah, that's who they had to kind of stick with, keeping the LSU thing going. And here he has. He's proven that his team can kick some butt, and they're going up against the national championship team. 29 wins at this point, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And they're going for 30 because they believe that this 30th win, which is crazy to me, would solidify them as being a powerhouse. You know what, Dabo? I'm going to kind of say you're there already, baby boy.
Yeah,
I'm going to say that.
Right.
And come on now.
Hey, so you know what? Great teams always have to have a chip on their shoulder, right? It's like when the Yankees players would come out and say, everyone's betting against us. Or when Tom Brady would get on TMZ and be like, no one's giving us a shot. Bull crap. Yeah,
right.
That's an absolute lie. But you got to tell yourself and your team whatever to hype them up and keep them focused, because complacency does set in. And you're talking young guys with a lot of stuff on their minds right now. You know what that is, And so, I mean, you got a great quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. You had this great team around this really dynamic playmaker going up against another set of dynamic playmakers. And Edo always had that darndest of all things, which was potential. And that's all they said about Edo as far as coaching and everything. He's got the potential. He's got a great mind for the sport. They said the same thing about Jason Garrett, and that turned out really great. So, I mean, but Ed's, with that team that was assembled for him, basically, he's made the most out of this. And they are, and I've said it week in and week out, LSU is great on both sides of the ball, man. They got a stingy defense. Their offense is really dynamic. Joe Burrow back there throwing 8 touchdowns in one game. They're just really complete. They fly around, they hustle. So that's going to be probably, we're hyping it up so much, it's probably going to be a really horrible championship game. So it all comes down to how that layoff affects these teams. It affects different teams different ways. And, teams that were really good that should have beat their opponent end up getting blown out sometimes because the rest affected
the ring rust or field rust.
And
I don't understand this whole 13-day layoff. It's I don't know how much more money can you make being laid off?
How much more money? Money.
If it's $1 more. If it's $1 more,
if it's $1 more, those old white men who control the NCAA want it all, baby.
Oh, shoot. And, man, I saw this the other night. It looked horrible. Seeing one that this guy jumped so damn high. We're talking about one, Anthony Davis, who was going up to contend for a rebound and literally came down on his backbone. I don't know how he didn't break his ass. I do not know because he's not like he's the biggest guy around.
Yeah.
So it ain't much he was landing on back there. But they say he's fine. Now it's just about rest, putting some ice on it. But the question is, does he play this weekend with Dallas or do they sit him down?
Sit him. There's no reason for him to play. If he is a driving force in your offense and everything, middle of the season, you're sitting pretty as far as the standings go. Get that guy healthy because at the end, like we've talked about for weeks, man, the name of the game for the Lakers is championship. If they don't get that championship because they pushed Anthony Davis to come back too soon, or LeBron if his injuries or whatever, and they end up tearing something, doing more damage to their bodies, and they're out for the playoffs, that sinks any hope, any thought of a championship. And these teams are assembled for one thing and one thing only, championships. So, sit them. There's no reason to rush them back. It was scary when it happened. It almost reminded me of years ago, TJ Ford, when he broke his tailbone and things like that, and the guy, lower back, messed up his lower back, was never really the same dynamic player after that, even though he had mild success.
Sure.
But Anthony Davis and the Lakers role that he's in, they can't sit around and wait for mild success. It's championship or bust for the state. Man,
and it's not funny, but if you could have just seen the way LeBron was running up to him going, Lord.
My baby. My baby. Lord. Why? Why, Lord?
He was like,
take me instead. I'm surprised he didn't rent his clothes in twain and
looking like a black mother at a funeral. Just throw himself over the casket.
I know.
Oh my God. But no, I agree with you this one. They need to sit him down right now. It's the middle of the pack. If they go 50-50 for the next, name the amount of games. If it's 5 games, if it's 7 games, it's going to be okay. They're at the top of the heap right now.
Yeah.
From a power ranking standpoint, if you look at them, they are who we thought they were. To take that line from Denny Green. And no, I wholeheartedly sit him down, get him well. The only nemesis that you guys have is worrying about how you need to beat the Clippers come May.
How many heartbeats did you skip? You're a big Lakers fan. How many heartbeats did you skip?
Oh, man, come on.
I know Quan's Golden State.
Yeah, I teared up. It was one that, that Indian tear that comes up, I just had that, and I'm like, oh, Lord, I need to start a GoFundMe.
That's pollution. Yeah. That's not picking up the right trash.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah, GoFundMe started all across the world. It was what it was. Was what it was.
I think our first guest, we're going to cut this short. Our first guest.
And we have our first guest, former NFL player, former Oakland Raiders, doing some great things in the city, has his own radio show. And we're happy to have Mr. Bob Golic. Bob, how we doing, man?
Don't cut. I was enjoying listening to you guys. Don't cut it short. I'm just kicking back, listening, enjoying it. So I'm doing good though.
Oh, well, good, man. It was great seeing you yesterday. Have an opportunity to sit down. As we had our meeting with the black hole. Man, it's a lot of exciting things coming up in the city.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. It's amazing. We're working on the Westgate. Having ourselves a Super Bowl party, and just the idea of waking up there's so many Raider players that are living here quietly, and with the Raiders coming in, I tell you, it's going to be good, very good.
Yeah, man. If yesterday's meeting is any indication,
Yeah,
how
no kidding.
how are you keeping yourself busy these days, man? With the Raiders officially on their way here now, I mean, are we? I guess number one, do we call them the Las Vegas Raiders now? Do we have permission to call them Las Vegas Raiders now?
I don't know. I just say Raiders because I don't want Mark Davis mad at me for something. So
It's too early in the
you always got to
relationship
be careful.
to set it off with the wrong
That's
foot.
right.
Yeah.
I think his dad liked me, but you could never tell by talking to him.
Oh my God.
And first practice I played 10 years. I'd finished up in Cleveland, and then they signed me for my 11th year. I got 4 more with the Raiders, and they said, first practice, I'm out there in the silver and black going, this is freaking so cool. And I'm walking off, and Al Davis is standing right there. And I go, and I just was excited. Said, hey, Mr. Davis, how you doing? And he looked at me, and he said, how am I doing? I ain't won a Super Bowl. I ain't won a blanking Super Bowl since '84. How the blank do you think I'm doing? And I'm just like, all of a sudden, I feel an arm on my shoulder, and it's Howie Long, and he kind of leans in and goes, "Don't talk to him unless he talks to you." It's okay.
Now you tell me, Howie. Now you tell me, man.
Man, so you
Yeah,
said
no kidding. Tell me ahead of time.
so you said that experience with the Raiders was the first time that you were there, that you were so excited. What was the whole experience with the Raiders? I mean, was it what you thought it was going to be? Was it fun? Was it just a grind? How was it with you?
Oh God, it was unbelievable. The Cleveland, my 7 years in Cleveland was good because I was born and raised in Cleveland. So, it was like playing for my hometown. Well, actually I was. But when I got to Raiders, I mean, it just, like I said, something as simple as putting on the silver and black was just, and he'd look, and I used to stand in the mirror quite a bit. But no, I didn't stand in the mirror. But then you realize that you're part of this tradition, wherever it is, whether it's Oakland, whether it's LA, and now whether it's Las Vegas. But it was good, great players. And with Howie and Greg Townsend, and I mean, Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson, and we just had, and they're all great guys, and we just had a great time playing. Until my 14th year, and at that point they said, I think you might be done.
That's okay.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
But you had a good run, and I'm sure your body was telling you the same thing.
Yeah, but I was self-medicating.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, it was Oakland Raiders.
Okay, I'm just kidding. I wasn't self.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess beer could be considered self-medication.
Sure.
Well, that means I'm definitely a pharmacist.
There you go.
For your most of your playing career, man, you rocked the sweetest mullet in the NFL history. What I mean, did you on purpose just say, "Hey, yeah, I'm gonna have this sweet ass mullet," or was it just something? I don't care about my hair. I'm just out there. I'm a football player. I'm just gonna do rock the Samson look. Mindset behind that beautiful piece of NFL lore right there.
Well, I guess I can tell the truth now. I love the Bee Gees. And Barry Gibb had the sweetest hair, so I don't know, man. It just got. I think when I got away from Cleveland, and my parents were still in Cleveland, so even though I was very much an adult, you always still try to want your parents to be happy, proud of you, not give you dirty looks when you come over for dinner. And so by the time I got out here, it was growing longer, and I was having fun. In fact, my dad one time goes, my mom goes, she goes, your hair's so long, I can't see the name on your back of your jersey. And I said, well, you know my number. She goes, don't be a smartass, Bobby.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, so there was I actually saw a website one time, and they had me listed as the number 5 number 5 best mullet in sports history.
See, there we go.
And I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, number 5.
And I think who was old Kings coach back when Gretzky was playing?
Oh,
because he got number 1.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
That little piddly rat tail thing he had going. I'm thinking, there's no way he should have been in front of me.
It was thin. It wasn't as thick and luxurious as yours was, lustrous as yours was.
Yeah,
so,
yours was kind of feathered and lethal, though. I mean, it had its own persona.
Yeah. I tell you what, if I had the exposure that Troy Polamalu had, I've been doing those shampoo commercials.
See, timing is everything.
He had some great hair. Yeah.
No, he still does. You still do. Well,
Yeah.
you can't be bad at it. You could be stuck with what I have in the back of my head, like a little pool. I'm rocking the pre-George Jefferson, so you could be going down that road. Could be. So
well, I already told my wife that if the mullets come back into style, I'm going back, and as you get older, like you said, things start to get a little thin. And she goes, well, I just don't want you looking like Friar Tuck. And I'm like, what the hell?
You're gonna have that mullet and that big old bald spot on the back, man. Just at that point, you gotta tap a brother on the shoulder and be like, hey, man, just let it go, man.
I mean, that was like James Taylor in the old days, man. He was like this badass with nice long hair when he was younger. He gets older and he's got this Friar Tuck thing going. So,
oh God, man, you come from a football family, and which to me is one of the greatest things. I have 2 cousins who played in the NFL, and I know how competitive. How competitive was it for you and your brother Mike back in the day, especially with you being the older brother? Were you just out there just smacking him around, teaching him, learning him things? Or was he literally that little brother that looked up to you?
I wasn't allowed to smack him because my dad would get pissed at me. Bobby, you're bigger than your brothers. Stop hitting them. I said, but that's what I'm supposed to do.
You knew your
But
role.
I had Mike was my youngest. Michael was my youngest brother. I had a brother Greg. I have a brother Greg who was between me and Mike, and they both started playing ball. And then when it came time, I had gone to Notre Dame, and then they liked a lot of these schools like genes, good genes, and so I told them, I said, hey, take a look at my brothers. And so both my brothers ended up getting scholarships to Notre Dame too. So at that point, I was my dad's favorite because he didn't have to pay any tuition. But yeah, well, we didn't really. Me and Mike were probably 5 or 6 years apart, so we never really came together. I tried to help him whenever, but I don't think I ever antagonized him much.
Okay.
I do now.
Nice. Well, man, of course, the talk with the Raiders coming to town, and they had what many would consider a disappointing season. But, what you looking at this team there, I mean, what do you see how do you see things fixing it, or what do you see the team needs to fix for next season going into new town, new kind of fan base, new kind of city?
I know you said they had kind of a disappointing season, but I've been in Cleveland for the last bunch of years, and so what was that? We were 2 years ago. We were 1-31 over 2 years, and it was not good. But yeah, I don't know. I first off, I look and I can't believe that Khalil Mack and these guys, and I mean, I can't believe that he's gone. The running back who's in Seattle now,
right?
I mean, it's freaking unbelievable. Marshawn Lynch. I mean, These are guys that they had, and they let him go. I mean, it just, I don't know, seems kind of wild. Those are the kind of guys that, I know this sounds like this is kind of deep thinking by a former NFL player. You need guys like that. You need good players. So I don't know, and it starts with a quarterback. I think a lot of it starts with a quarterback. We actually got one in Cleveland too, but we didn't have a running game. So they got to find a way. You can't just put piece by piece, try to put people in different places and hope for the best. I mean, there's got to be an idea. I mean, what's your quarterback do? What's he best at? How can the running game help? I mean, it's just one. And I'll tell you what, defense, as the saying goes, that an offense can I'm trying to remember how I said. Anyway, defense is the one that actually wins games. If we score, we might win. If they don't score, we'll never lose.
That's right.
That's
absolutely right. Do you buy any of this talk?
And I apologize. I've been hitting the head a lot, so
no.
You're good. You're good.
Sometimes I forget some things. Yeah.
Do you buy any of this talk of Tom Brady to the Raiders for some reason?
I don't know. It seems like everywhere you go, you have rumors about Tom Brady going. You know, he says he wants to go until he's 45, which I guess is 3 more years, and which is amazing. But and it's still, no matter how far he goes, he'd have to go to what was George Blanda.
Oh,
I mean,
Jesus.
he was like the oldest player, the old Raider.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he's like 47, 49, somewhere in that area. Yeah, and he was
quarterback / straight on kicker.
Right. Oh
yeah,
my
he
God.
was 48.
Yeah.
48. Okay. Yeah, no, he went a long time. And those were in the hitting days.
And yes, right, in the hitting days. Don't get me going. And that stuff. But rumors everywhere. In fact, one of the big rumors now is, because I'm living in Cleveland right now, that's why I keep referencing them, is that we're looking for a coach also. They're looking at possibly Josh McDaniels. And so, of course, now the word in Cleveland is, oh, my God, if Josh McDaniels comes from the Patriots, maybe he'll bring Brady with him.
Yeah, right.
Okay, keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah. People lose their minds with this crazy stuff. Like, come on. We're talking to former NFL player, Cleveland Brown, and former Raider, Bob Golic. Bob, before we let you go, are there any events that are coming up that people come see you? When's your radio show on? How can we attach with you?
Well, my radio show is at a station, WNIR. It broadcasts locally in Cleveland, Akron area, but we're online at WNIR.com. And it's not really a sports show. It's kind of everything else: politics, religion, anything that pisses people off.
There you go.
So makes it kind of enjoyable. And then we've got a big Super Bowl party coming up. During the Super Bowl at Westgate Hotel. So we're finalizing that all together, and we'll be there hanging out. We've got some really, really good former Raiders coming in. I don't know if I'm allowed to say just yet, but
okay.
It's going to be amazing.
Well, that's it. Well, I know we look forward to it.
Yeah, as we get closer to Super Bowl, once we find out, we'll talk to you again, and we'll have those names released and really pump up what you guys are doing, because we met with a number of you guys last night. I know it's only a small portion of the former Raiders players that now are here and that are actually moving here, which is crazy. So I can't wait, and I know Mike, I speak for Mike here, but we can't wait to work with you guys and do some stuff long term and have some fun doing it.
I tell you what, this is being back in the Raider fold in the family. It is, it feels like that. It feels like you're a group of people that are, no matter where you are, it's this big family that gets together. And it's been so exciting to see a lot of the guys I played with and some of the other guys. It's a great feeling, and they're going to bring that feeling to Vegas.
That's it. Well, Bob, we appreciate you joining us. And as Jeremy said, we look forward to seeing you down the road and having you back on the show.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right. Safe
Take
travels.
care.
Yep. Bye.
All right, Bob.
Former NFL player, former Raider, Bob Golic. Yeah. I love it, man. It's exciting times right now. It just really is. All these various opportunities that are coming up, folks. You want to make sure and listen here. if you want to be involved in, we're not pitching or trying to sell, but sports marketing, be a part of what's happening here. If not just football, everything. This is the place where you get that information. We those guys, them boys.
Yeah, especially as we get closer. I mean, we'll have the inside track on a bunch of tailgate parties and things of that nature. You'll want to tune in.
That's it.
Check it all out, man.
All right.
So we're just going to roll right into our next one, and I believe this is Johnny Spilotro giving us a call. Johnny, are you there, brother? Johnny, are you there? No, Johnny is not there now. Okay.
He hung up.
He hung up.
He had things to do.
Hey, race car drivers are fast.
Yeah, see, like,
they got stuff to do.
Yeah, his pit crew's like, we got to go. We got to go do
You're working
things.
on the car. You're getting ready for the track. He's got bills to pay. I don't know.
That's it. Man,
He's got left turns to make,
Yeah, all the time. As we sit here in the studio, Mo, the great thing, as we always talk about, we're here live from beautiful downtown Las Vegas. Gorilla Cross, they have new studios, and we have the TV up here. And one of the games we have on right now is the Philadelphia 76ers against the Boston Celtics.
Yep.
And, man, I don't know if you guys saw it earlier this week. My days have been rolling since the holidays. Mm-hmm. But I think earlier this week with Joel Embiid, like this ain't a cussing station. Yeah. But if I could cuss, his finger up.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. It was he was pointing east, and his finger was pointing north. God, that was gross.
Man, he has torn ligaments in that finger. No timetable on his return. But, I mean, that's tough, man. And that's a painful injury.
Oh, my God. It has to be. It's but you know what? It's almost in the same scenario because back in the 70s and the 80s, big men, players, they played through those things, because it was all about having that best record. Every game counted. You really never knew where you were.
Absolutely.
So you had to catch that. So, quick recovery to him. And, hey, coming back to us, and, he just came through the left turn. I will never say right turn to him again because he was like, what track do you have me on? It's our guy, Johnny Spilotro. Jay, what's going on, sir?
What's going on, guys? How you all doing?
Doing all right, man. How is everything in the racing world for you?
Everything in the racing world right now is sitting pretty. We're just on our way over to the shop right now, getting ready to fix up our car and get it ready for February 20th.
Yeah, February 20th, you guys begin your racing season out at the Bull Ring. Let's give the people a little bit of background. Johnny Spilotro, tell me how did you get into racing a little bit and why you decided that you were going to go fast for you, as Ricky Bobby would say.
Well, my dad brought up that suggestion. Ever since I was around 4, maybe 5 years old, he ran what was called limited late models back at the Bull Ring. Mm-hmm. When it just first opened up. Honestly, like when he first started out, my first impression was he raced against guys like Jeff Gordon every week. So I thought that was cool. It was always something I wanted to be an integral part of. So, he kind of got me into it. I'd say around 10, maybe 11 years old. That's when I hopped into Bandoleros. Stayed there for 4 years, moved up to street stock, stayed there for another 4 years, and then here we are in the super late model division for year 3, pretty much. So it's gonna be a fun one for sure.
So I mean, with the we're talking to Johnny Spilotro, and what is the class that you're racing right now? I'm sorry.
Super late models.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No, so, with that coming out, we know that everything has changed as far as the NASCAR season. We have 2 races now. What are some of the big changes that are happening that you're excited about?
Well, obviously the biggest change that we're looking forward to the most is the one that's right in front of me. I've always wanted to run on Cup weekend for a really long time. And with February 20th, right before, all the NASCAR action, basically kicks off, I get to go out there and showcase my stuff in front of everybody notable in the industry. So I'm very excited for that opportunity, and hopefully we could put on a good showing for sure.
Yeah, what are you hoping to show them? I mean, because it's not just you're racing; you get to actually spend time, one-on-one time with a lot of these folks. I mean, what do you hope to show them off track as well as on track?
Mainly to show that I am, a very approachable person, outside the track, but when I'm inside the car, it's go get cat go. I give it, 110% every single lap, everything I got, and I always strive for the best finish that I possibly can, and I always want to go beyond, the limits that the car sets before me, the track sets before me, and looking to take down, every single opponent that stands in front of me, one car at a time, and just get the best spot we possibly can. So hopefully we get a good finish out of that, put on a good showing, and put on a good show for the fans, chat with them a little bit, and yeah, definitely put some eyeballs on it for sure.
Yeah. So I mean, you sound excited, which is always a great thing. But you also have some new things, a couple new sponsors coming up. Tell us about that.
That's right. Coming on board for us for 2020 is going to be Diamondback Land Surveying. They're going to be hopping aboard, my 77 Chevrolet SS, along with Bravo Tickets, Polar Shades, Anson, and CSM Graphics, and I can't wait for the partnership if we're going to have with Diamondback Land Surveying and with Full Metal Worldwide hopping on board. Kind of managing that path for us. We're going to be at a lot of events, and I know Trent over there is very excited as well. So I couldn't be any happier with this partnership. I know they're big in the Las Vegas sports world, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, it sounds exciting. Everything that is right in front of you, dude, is your apple, man. And I know that you're gonna have a successful season. But I want to kind of go out the realm. A lot of stuff. We got football coming up. We got some football, man. We got football. Clemson. We got Clemson, LSU. Who do you have?
I'll have to go with LSU. I think they're the better team. I'm thinking, Joe Burrow's pretty much going to be, untouchable, and probably, light it up. They have a really good, solid defense. I like their head coach, an old USC head coach. He has that little bit of fight on mentality in him and stuff like that, but don't sleep on Clemson either. I wouldn't be shocked if Clemson pulls it off. They have a really, really deep lineup. Even with Trevor Lawrence out, they'll still be good, but Trevor Lawrence definitely will show up, and Dabo's pretty smart when it comes to game planning and trick plays and all that stuff. So expect the unexpected for sure.
Well, the good news is one of your predictions is going to be right. One of these teams is going to be right.
Did he just fence on me?
You went political on us. You said LSU, and then you said, hey, Clemson also is going to win this.
Well, who's going to win the Super Bowl? There's 8 teams that could possibly win it right now.
Whoever scores the most points is going to win that game.
Whoever's up at the end of the game could
Johnny,
win it.
You know what? After the many years from now, when your racing career is over, you have a new career as a politician, and you're in the perfect town for it. And you got the lineage and the heritage to make a perfect politician as well, Mr. Spilotro.
Oddly enough, my nickname at the racetrack is the Senator. And everybody at the shop always calls me Governor for that reason. So.
Oh, that's it.
Nobody calls you that. Stop it.
I guess it's just stuck.
Oh, shoot.
You know what? We'll start calling you that. All right, Governor. Wait, is it Governor or Senator?
The Senator.
Yeah.
We don't know. Either one. He'll answer
way.
either one. Yeah. Okay. We'll call you either one, and we'll take it from there.
So when's your race?
Definitely not the.
Oh. Go ahead.
It's not the most badass nickname that I've had, but it's definitely the funniest.
Yeah, it's definitely not a badass nickname. No,
oh my god!
But it's funny.
It's funny. We'll take that. We'll take that.
So you got the race coming up. When's the date? What's the time?
February 20th.
Mm-hmm.
Gates open at 5, and our race goes off at 7. It's going to be right before the ARCA Menard Series West kicks off their season with the Star Nursery 150. And there's going to be a pre-race autograph session, right before all that. We're going to be on track with both the ARCA cars as well as our cars. So it's going to be a big one. Definitely our version of our Daytona 500 for sure. So I already can't wait.
Well, that's it, man. We appreciate you coming on the show. We're excited about the partnerships ahead for this upcoming season. And Johnny, man, go do whatever you do with that car to get biggity boogity boogity or whatever the hell that thing is. And we look forward to talking to you and seeing you soon, brother.
Absolutely. Got to thank my guys at SG Speed. That include, Scotty, Pop, Vince, Aaron, everybody that works on the car day in and day out. They definitely make sure that I look better than I actually am. But without those guys, none of this would be possible. And we definitely have that drive to win with that support for sure as well. So thanks to them, Diamondback Land Surveying, Bravo Tickets, Polar Shade, everybody on board. It's going to be a great 2020. Hopefully we can come out on top.
That's it.
Go. All right, Senator. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye. Johnny Spilotro Jr.
The governor.
Yeah. It's political. Remember that.
I know it, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
If someone called me that, we'd have to fight.
You made that up.
You made that up. You want a real nickname? All right, we'll call you the Liar. How about that? Says the Liar. Remember that? We're going to bring that back now.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. Spilotro, a wonderful guy, man.
Oh, no.
Good kid.
It's going to be, he's a great kid. Great kid.
And we're going to roll right into our next one. As always, we make time for legal happenings in Vegas and in sports, and especially when those happenings are as weird as this one today we're going to talk about. Marcus Berg from Mossberg Injury Lawyer. Jonas, what's up, Marcus Berg? How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. How you fellas doing?
Marcus, I decided just now you need a nickname. We got to nickname you. I'm going to roll it around in my mind, but we need to give you a nickname.
Sounds good.
He said
Iceberg.
Good.
Iceberg.
Iceberg. Hold on. Someone called you that in your life, haven't they?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
See, that's low-hanging fruit then. I can't do that.
He's like, that was just right there. He's like, that was junior high. That was junior high.
I'll think about that. I will get back to you guys.
Oh, that's it. So, you know what? We're going to do this. We're going to go serious then funny. And we're going to go out with the funny one.
Okay.
So, the serious one, which the fact that I'm even calling anything that the Dallas Cowboys do serious, is that, man, this Rooney Rule. I got this bad. I just don't like the Rooney Rule. Being a man of color, brother, African American, whatever thing we're calling black, high power. It just rubs me the wrong way. What the Dallas Cowboys just did with talking to Marvin Lewis, giving him a couple high fives and a ham sandwich out the door, then immediately hiring Mike McCarthy. I just go, what is this, a show? And we just cow and bell and whistles. Man, am I wrong for am I wrong about this Rooney Rule? Shouldn't it be a little better than the way it's written out?
Yeah, I think the way they've done it, there's no teeth to it. I mean, you're getting interviews, you're getting minority candidates in the door, which that's a good thing. But how do you prevent a coach or an owner from already knowing who they want to hire and then saying, oh, we got to do a Rooney Rule interview? Because essentially that's what happened in Dallas, and that's what can happen all the time. Maybe the requirement needs to be that you have to interview 2 minority coaches, but still the same thing could happen. To me, what needs to happen is there needs to be a quota for number of coaches on a team that are minorities. So not just the head coach, but let's say the coaching staff is 16. You got to have 25%. You got to have 4 coaches of minorities on the team. I mean, to me, that's the only way. And then those coaches will inevitably go up in the organization. There'll be more of a pool of them, and then you can't turn your back on them. That's what I think.
Right. And you see that a lot with bigger companies. In fact, there's one. Well, never mind. I'm not gonna say who works for it, but they had a rule. I mean, but it was, it wasn't done off of any legalities or anything. They decided within the corporation, you know what, we're gonna do at least 25% by a certain year. That's going to be female and then females of color, just because we're not getting the representation that we want across the board. So, I mean, what's the best way for the NFL to handle this? Is it going to come down to litigation from someone saying, hey, we all know this is bull crap because you guys aren't doing anything about it? Or should the NFL take the step and say, yeah, let's go ahead and put something in place? What's the best course of action from lawyer to a group of lawyers?
Well, that's a tough one. I think that there's no easy answer to that. It's kind of like what Marvin Lewis is saying. These owners are going to do what they want. You can't really tell them what to do. I mean, technically, the owners should probably come together and acknowledge that they've got a problem and say, all right, here's what we're going to do about it. We're going to install an internal quota. But you don't want to put things out there like that necessarily in the public.
Right. It's the same situation.
It's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says they have to do it, but like you said, there could be a situation where some minorities end up filing a lawsuit because they're saying they're being discriminated against. So they definitely want to be cognizant of it, and I think they are to some point. But yeah, doing something about it, that's where the NFL always seems to have a problem, right? What do they do about it? They tell their owners what to do. They're always reluctant to do that.
Well, do you think that if a minority owner happens to finally get a team or, come into a place where he's actually vocal, that might be the biggest difference because now he's having influence in those actual meetings? Oh, they're happy to see you.
Is that Marvin Lewis? Is that Marvin Lewis back there? You got him. Okay.
Your family is happy to see you.
That must be a fan of our show. That is a fan of our show. I know that. I know those cries. Those guys are still on? My God.
Oh, my God. I'm dying over here.
Marcus, you're a lawyer. Go help that baby.
You will be sued. Oh, my God. We're keeping this clip. We're never getting rid of it. I'm just letting you know.
You need some babysitters. We're good at that.
Oh, my God. I forgot what I even asked you, man. So, it's good. So, you know what? I think we all agree that there's a conundrum. The NFL has a conundrum, and they really have to work this thing out. And the question was, we think we finally have a minority owner in the NFL. Do you think that's when things will get changed because now he is sitting in the actual meetings and hearing these conversations?
You think that things are going to change. I mean, there are minority coaches. It's just, how many owners are willing to do that? And that seems to be the issue right now. I don't think that the owners are going to sit around and say, point fingers and say, you need to do this and you need to do that, unless it deals with like Colin Kaepernick and keeping him out of the NFL.
There you
and
go.
on that note.
And on that one. So, Marcus, you say that I still may have a chance at the NBA if I can grow 3 or 4 more inches. Is that what you're telling me, sir?
That's it. Even up to 6.
Even up to 6 inches. Why don't you fill us in on what's happening out here in the world of medicine?
Well, I saw this article today, and it's actually a local Las Vegas doctor who has actually treated some of my clients, Dr. Debbie Prashad. He is offering a surgery where they make an incision, and basically what they're doing is teaching your body to grow. They're letting your body, signaling your body that you're growing, and you get an iPad, and it's hooked up to a device that's implanted in your leg, and you grow a millimeter each day until you just start growing, and your body thinks that it's growing, and all of a sudden you're 5 or 6 inches taller.
Holy crap. Are you serious?
Does that help with just the body, or is that like...
is that one specific? Is it just your legs, or
can it be...
Can we adjust that to anything else?
It's basically a cosmetic procedure. They said that it could actually harm you athletically. You might not be able to run like you used to.
Yeah.
What if you don't care about any of that? You just want to be taller, just to stand out, because I'm always the shortest guy in every picture, and I am really getting sick and tired of Mike looking at the top of my head.
Oh my God.
I think you need to make a phone call. You want a referral?
Yeah, I will take you up on that.
Oh my, your body has to hurt. I mean, because the growing pains that you have as a natural child hurt. So you said a centimeter every day.
Millimeter.
A millimeter every day.
I think it's a millimeter, but that's just the beginning until that's just to teach your body to grow. And then all of a sudden you're springing up 5-6 inches. I don't know how long the whole process takes, but I know that people are up and walking the day after their initial surgery.
Is it temporary? Do you start to shrink again after like
Benjamin Buttons?
As far as I know, it's not Benjamin Button like.
And am I going to be 18 again?
I believe it lasts until you start shrinking at the spine. But yeah, it's the leg bones, so I don't think the leg bones are ever going to shrink back.
Oh my God! So it's like those guys who have those fake muscles in their arms. You just saw it. Oh my God!
Hey, you know what? As George Costanza used to say, it's not fake if it's real to you. All right. So that's all we need to worry about, Mike.
Oh my God! Well, Mark, as we always say, man, where can we find you?
Mossberg Injury Lawyers, 702-222-4555.
Man, we always appreciate you. You know, I'm sure they're writing up a precipice to sue you, whoever that child is, man. So you better go check on that.
Good thing I wasn't driving.
That's it. That's it. All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, take care, guys.
Bye.
Oh,
What if it's just your legs? That means your legs just keep growing. The rest of your body's small.
Yeah. You look like Manute Bowl.
You look really weird.
like, do you get to control it? Like, I don't want to grow 6 inches because then my legs are going to be super
Depends.
long.
We're all sitting. He never talks on the show, but this
contemplating
thing this. He was like, he's in on this one.
Spin the wheel.
He's in on this one.
Every time you say something stupid, we're just going to spin the wheel. And what wheel? What wheel are we talking about? This one right here.
Check
The
it
wheel
out,
of
folks.
death.
Yeah.
The wheel of, well, I don't know. We need a name for it. Right now we're calling it consequences, but we're going to make stupid bets. And
The wheel of fortune. No one's ever.
No, it's not going to be fortunate.
No.
It is not going to be
When you
fortunate.
play
wheel of
stupid
unfortune.
games, you win stupid prizes.
Yeah.
And we are going to
We'll
be
eating chitlins,
making bets
hot
on
sauce.
different games. Chitlins and hot chips, and maybe we send you down there for that growth thing, and you have a small incision made.
A small incision. That's the whole thing.
That's my thing. Like if
In just one leg.
They call me Eileen.
You walking crooked. What's wrong with him? Oh, he couldn't afford both surgeries.
he's only got layaway on one of them, so
I'll get a pimp shoe. I'll get an old school pimp shoe on the other one. And my stack. I'll have my stack on the other one.
They call them stacks.
Yeah, I'll have my stack looking like $1,000.
Oh,
a million's a stretch.
Hop.
Let's just stop there. You know, before we get out of here, man, let's be a little bit funny and do some say what.
Yes.
Yes.
Do that.
Okay. Quan, obviously laughing and pushing buttons are in a bubblegum and walking thing.
I need something better than iTunes.
Say what? Say what?
Oh, there we go.
There, we got the remix. Hey.
So, Kobe Bryant finally admits that he's pissed that he didn't catch Jordan with 6 titles. Well, I don't think that was a secret ever. You know, it's just one of those things like, I think that man's unhappy. Why? Because he never smiles? Yeah, like Kobe, we knew you're mad about this. I guess some things you just have to articulate.
Do you think it would have made the debate that much harder if he would have gotten the 6 titles?
No.
If you think Jordan, LeBron, Kobe,
No.
that's tired, stupid debate.
Because it's still not the same.
It's
And
still not
I'm
the
a
same.
Laker fan. It's still not the same.
Why not?
Oh, because it...
Is it Shaq? Is it the presence of Shaq, another greatest of all time? Because then you have Scotty, right?
I don't know, man. You threw too many damn variables at me. Just stop.
Okay.
But you know what? And I guess it's
Is it because of Colorado?
Whoa.
wondering.
Okay, I didn't know we were doing that.
No. I just wondered what it is.
She didn't know either.
Oh. We got jokes aplenty. No, it just it just seems like Kobe's wins weren't as impactful as Michael's, and I don't understand why. I'm a Laker fan, dude. Again, it just does. If he had won 6, it'd been okay. but you're still not Mike. Because I guess maybe it's the conversation that he was always chasing Mike. And Mike was never chasing Bill.
Maybe,
we never
maybe
talked about that.
Mike changed the game.
Yeah.
And Kobe just was a continuation of it.
You know what? I like that. I
Maybe
like
that's
that.
a closer, because Mike and of course David Stern and all the characters from that era, Magic and Larry, the mid late '80s all the way through the '90s and everything. It really changed the game globally, and Mike was the first global icon. I mean, Air
like
Jordans, and that thing became.
I want to be like
It became a thing. Be like Mike. The
Ballpark
commercials
Franks.
with Larry Bird and all these kind of things, man. Maybe Space Jam when I was little. It changed, basketball from a United States thing to a global thing. Maybe that's
Fish That Saved Pittsburgh.
Yeah. And maybe it's because.
Did you watch that? Did either you guys watch the Fish That Saved? You know what? I'm done with you both.
We never watched
I recommend horrible good movies, and you don't watch it. But you know what? But I think you did hit the nail on the head with Kobe and Mike. That Mike took it out there. He took it to the next level. And he took it to the next level on one of the highest levels because of what he did, when he did, and against who he played. Because there were some great players that he never allowed to win championships. From the Patrick Ewings, God dang, but a team got to win some when Mike stepped out. That's always the biggest debate. Would he have been able to win them?
Finally got. He got two. He got two, and then Jordan came back and took it all over.
He took it back out. Yeah. Okay, we got a clip that we're getting ready to show you. Which is probably one of the funniest things we're going to show you. You know what? Now's the guy from Detroit. Ex-MLB player Alex Romero attacks catcher with baseball bat during the Venezuelan baseball game. Check this out, folks.
Oh. What? Look at this.
And that was a melee.
Oh, that is, they are fighting everywhere.
I've seen that on 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I've seen the baseball swing on 8 Mile.
Yeah, normally there's sound to this. There's a guy doing play-by-play or whatever in Spanish. But Alex Romero was briefly with the Arizona Diamondbacks, I believe. And this game in particular, you see the score down there, 13-1. But it was a really contentious game. Both pitchers from both teams were apparently beaning every other batter, and it finally boiled over. And Alex Romero said, no. Once they threw behind him, he was like, nah, I'm going to take a baseball bat to somebody. It reminds me of that softball game with that pregnant woman who brought out the baseball bat.
Hey,
last year.
What's wrong with people, man?
Ooh, look at that. That's fun. That's fun minor league baseball.
That's it. Hey, speaking about fun, you make sure to join us every week. We're always right here. It's me and this guy. That's J Long MP. It's the final countdown, 5 p.m. PST. Some great games this weekend. Check it out. Give us your opinion. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We'd love to hear from you. Check us out to find out where we're going to be and who we're going to be with. Raider players, Vegas night players. We never know. We're just there.
Thanks to our guest today, Bob Golic and Johnny Spilotro.
That's it, man.
The governor.
The governor. The senator. We ain't calling
Johnny.
you that.
Yeah, he never calling him that.
It's the final countdown.